All right, it's that time of the year. Spring is right around the corner, and it's time to do an oil change in the turbocharged R18 Honda Civic. The car's been doing great. We've been running it on E85 for probably a month now, and let me tell you, E85 is sketchy, and we're having problems with cranking, starting this thing up in the mornings, but that's a whole different topic for another video that I'm gonna touch base on. But oil change time. We are going with the Shell Rotella T6 in 10W30. Very debatable oil. A lot of people will tell you not to run it, that it's meant for diesels. As you can see, heavy duty diesel engine oil. But I know a few people, especially in the BMW game, that they kind of swear by this oil. I got a couple friends running 600, 700 horsepower BMWs, pure turbos, and they're running Rotella T6. Granted, they're running like a 540 weight, but they had no problems. And I hear a lot of benefits to running this Rotella diesel oil. A diesel engine obviously is turbocharged. It ignites combustion by all that compression, so there's a lot of stress on a diesel engine. And if this oil is good enough to clean out and protect a heavy duty diesel engine with a lot of boost, 30 plus pounds of boost easy, it should be a great opportunity to use in your gasoline engine. For example, this one, which is turbocharged and does have more pressure than the factory engine, and it does have boost. So I'm curious to see how this oil will be running in the car. Now it's summertime approaching, so that's why I'm going with 10W30. I did run 10W30 one time in the summer, and it did just fine. I'm actually very curious on this oil and how it will do. So I think next time I'm gonna drain this probably in about 3,000 miles. We are gonna do a used oil analysis. We're gonna send the sample in to Bob, is the oil guy, and we're gonna see what they say on how it is performing. We're also pairing them with a Purelator 1 synthetic blend filter. Haven't used one of these before, so kind of curious how that will do. And all in all, pretty excited to run this Rotella. Most of this engine's life, you've had a Penzo Platinum and what's that green one? Quaker Steak. Yeah, Quaker Steak and Penzo Platinum. And I think I only ran Valvoline one time in this engine, and that was after I did the engine rebuild. And the only reason I ran the Valvoline was because it was the cheapest oil on sale, and I didn't really think that engine was gonna work. But hey, we're here. We're running diesel oil, we're turbocharged, full E85. We've come a long way from this car, from where it first started, turbocharging it right here in this driveway, not having a single clue on how I was going to complete the tasks. But look, 2 years later plus, we got the engine here, we got a freaking engine on the stand, R18, and yeah, man, every day we're just struggling to do better, you know, learn more, do better, and make cooler projects on a budget, of course. So if you're interested at all, stick around. We're gonna do a few things, and what I'm trying to see is, since I've been running ethanol for, again, like about a month now, I'm actually pretty interested. Here's the E85. Every time I tank up, I get a sample in that bottle, and then we run a test on the ethanol content. It looks like the first 3 tank ups, the ethanol content of the gas station was E75, and then now finally they're starting to run E82, 83, which is pretty much the best ethanol content you can get from pumps. So we are currently at like E82, 83, and yeah, let me tell you, man, jumping from 75 to 82, 83, definitely a lot harder starting the vehicle in the mornings when it's 45 degrees or below. Like, forget it. I had 2 jumpers the other day on that battery, trying to give it enough juice to keep cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking till it finally fired up. Again, I'm gonna make a separate video on the ethanol and why it's harder to start it, but not super impressed for a daily driver, because I had to jump to a different car one day to get to work, so this is not ideal if you're thinking about going full 85. If it's your daily driver, maybe think again. We made it to Bullet's garage real quick before our next pit stop, and it looks like Bullet's garage is working on his BMW M5, and he is making a mess in this engine bay. He pulled out so many things already from here, intakes, a lot of wiring harnesses, because he's gonna be installing brand new direct injection fuel injectors. Where you have one already? You have one pulled up? Let me pull that up for you guys. Brand new. He's swapping the direct injection fuel injectors onto the vehicle here, and yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot different than port injection. How's the process going so far?
My back hurts. It's painful, but
someone's got to do it, huh?
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, so hopefully this car, I believe, has about 60,000 miles on it, and these seem to be like the original fuel injectors. He currently is running stage 2 boot mod 3, right? Yeah. BM3 on the tuning software, and recently at a dyno, before he even got the full catback exhaust, I think he put down 640 horsepower and 600 something pound-feet of torque.
640 horse, 600 torque.
640 horse, 600 torque. So he was very conservative with the torque at 93 octane, and yeah, car's a beast. He just wants to do all his maintenance, because I think you like this car and you want it to last for a long time, so you're just getting everything done that you need. But yeah, a lot of stuff on these German cars. One cool thing, well, cool or not cool, I don't know, the ECU's right here, and it actually has coolant lines running through it into the ECU housing. So the DME or ECU is actually water cooled on both sides. They got 2 DMEs. I don't know, why is there 2 DMEs on this car? One for engine and trans, or
for each bank?
Wow, so you got 4 cylinders running off one and 4 off the other. I mean, there's so many sensors and everything on these things. That's probably why you need 2. So not a simple concept like the Honda boys, but you got to pay to play. The worst is when you're changing oil on windy days. Nice golden brown. Hopefully no metallic shavings in there. If there are metallic shavings in there, I'm pretty sure it is my turbo bearings that are probably wearing out. You guys pre-fill? Diesel oil. All right, comment down below. This is the right time to ask. Comment down below, what oil do you guys use in your vehicles, and what do you think about the shell? Am I making a huge mistake? Is the next video I make gonna be about my blown engine? All right guys, so I pretty much concluded the oil change. While I was under the car, I tightened the return power steering hose, and the whole thing started leaking. I guess somehow air was coming into the lines, and this was literally foaming through the roof and leaking down. So I definitely need to order a gasket for the low pressure, which has been on the radar for a while. Power steering line gaskets. We're going to be using this orange one on the return. So we decided to order a gasket set from Amazon. This brown one is actually the one I used in the car, and believe it or not, after about 3 to 4 days of driving, it was leaking even more than the original gasket. So I had to experiment a little bit. I had to look at the design of the power steering pump, and then while we were experimenting with different gaskets, different torque settings on the bolt, we actually had to do a few things. See, this is the original gasket that was sealing up in the cylinder. I had to use a universal gasket set. I also tried using thicker gaskets, although this one wasn't successful. So what ended up working was the original gasket and a nice thin small gasket, as well as gray RTV, and now it seals perfectly. For a couple weeks on end, there are no issues. Very crappy design by Honda, but we figured it out. It's sealing, and I can finally relax. Sometimes when I was turbocharged, you can hear the power steering whine and the turbo blow-off valve, and I just felt like I was supercharged and turbocharged. I just wanted to say thank you to today's video sponsor, Super Clean. Super Clean offers powerful cleaning products designed to tackle the toughest grease, grime, and stains. Their versatile solutions are perfect for cleaning everything from engines and shop floors to household messes, making your cleaning tasks quicker and easier. Thank you, Super Clean, for continuously helping us out on this channel fight our toughest stains on the Turbo Civic. Check out Super Clean to see how their products can help you achieve a super clean every time. Long story short, this poured in pretty good. Little did I know, this is 1 gallon, so 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So we still added 1 gallon of the Quaker Steak full synthetic, and this one actually has the additive package that I've put in it there last time. This is the Fuel Ox friction modifier, so it did pretty good. No issues running it last oil change. So that's mixed with at 530. We'll see how it goes again, but just it's such a big inconvenience that I'm missing a quart. I'm usually used to the 5 quarts jugs. Didn't realize this was a 4 quart jug, so I don't know if I'm gonna stay committed to doing the Rotella oil changes. It's just a bigger expense, a bigger hassle. All right, I don't know, man. Battery starter, something. I gotta get a voltmeter, but car is pretty quiet with the 1030, I must say. So I'm gonna reset the oil life, wrap things up for the day. Couple things. Again, I'm gonna make an ethanol content video. I'm gonna make a video on the E85 and the troubles we are facing with E85, and kind of sum up the tuning. Since they jumped from 75% ethanol to 85, I did have to make a few adjustments on the tune again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Comment down below again what oil you guys use for your vehicles. How many miles are you guys on your R18s? I'll catch you guys on the next video.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along.